Coach, how about just for you individually, the excitement level of it being game week and your opportunity to call the plays for Notre Dame in your first game?
Well, I mean, I would be lying to you if I didn't say there was an excitement. I think with, if you're not excited to do this job and to do it at a place like Notre Dame, why are we doing it? So I feel proud to be able to say that. And then it's certainly humbling, I guess, at my age now, and knowing this isn't about me. It really isn't. We have great staff, we have great players, and this is a hell of a place to be coaching. So I want to enjoy it, try my best to enjoy the ride. I'm very grateful to be here and certainly proud of where we are as an offense, and look forward to watch our guys get a chance to play because they work an awful lot year-round to get a chance just at 12 days. So I'm anxious for them more than anything.
How nerve-wracking was the second half of last year's game for the offense, and how do you guys make sure that doesn't happen again?
Well, good. That's a good question. Things got a little dark there in the second half, right? They did a great job. Hats off to their staff, and they'll be the same wired-up outfit this year. So it's been a very challenging opponent to start with. And we look forward to it, but it's certainly something that was tough during the year and one of those halves that you kind of want to forget, but it's when you have an opponent coming up in the first game, you can't forget about them. So one of those times that you certainly remember, maybe in not such a good way.
Coach, a lot has been said about Sam's experience in his 6th year and coming off of a great year at Wake Forest. What are some things that we may not know that you've learned about him over the course of this fall practice and fall camp?
I would say not too many surprises. I think more than anything, just maybe an appreciation for him to know that I was just telling him upstairs, I think that he's very direct about what he likes, what he may not like as much, those things like that. Just having a real honesty and open line of communication, which keeps us in a position where we're able to feel good about things or maybe scratch him. So I think just his honesty and knowing that he's had those reps, you kind of give him the right to have an ear to say, I got you. We don't need to force that play in. Things like that. I think his maturity in that, and then again, I think he's a proven guy in this system, just like coaches after you do it a while, to where the biggest piece probably surviving when it doesn't go your way. When it's tough, and I think he's done a really good job being able to handle some adversity, and heck, we're going to have it this year. So being able to handle that, stare it right back in the face, and move forward is the key.
Yeah, it's a young wide receiver group. How has he gelled with some of those 2s and 3s that are coming along?
Really well, and I think he's done it in a way that has remained patient, but also aggressive and direct in those things to help those guys grow. And we all have as a staff. Like Stuck has done a great job with those guys and helping them grow. We can't let them grow if we completely throw into them and not give them chances to fail, but then also to succeed, if that makes sense. So, and I think that's the culture we want to have, especially on offense here, just to let these guys grow and develop, and as they do, we can build trust with them and put them in positions to make plays.
How about with the tight ends group? Obviously, that's your position group, but don't have Michael anymore. How has that group developed, and what do you expect from them to be able to provide for your offense this year?
Yeah, we expect them to be a vital role, as in all positions, but proud of that group. Those guys are well led, and certainly just happy with how they progressed this entire off season, and fall camp they've done the same. So expect them to play at the standard that's been set long before I got here at the tight end position.
Time for one more. What allowed Rocco to kind of win that right guard spot?
With anything, ours are all. There's plenty of things that go into it, but the biggest thing is performance based, right? He's owned that position with physicality and certainly knowledge and knowing what to do. And when you do that, you've earned the right to be on the field, and that's what Rocco's done along with all of our other guys. Just the same standard, and he's on that.
Coach, how do you prepare for potentially facing 2 quarterbacks when there's just not a lot of film from the previous offensive coordinator?
Yeah, I just think you got to be sound. You got to look internally, make sure you're sound, make sure you're doing the things that you need to do on each play, and then be ready to adapt on game day. Don't make it too complex that you can't change course on game day based on what they do.
And then was there anything that you learned personally just facing them last year?
Well, again, I think just systematically, it's another year in the system. For us, being able to work it in the off season a little bit, and obviously playing them first game. So all those are new to our guys, and I think we'll have the right mindset here as we close out the week and get ready to play a good game.
Then you have several chess pieces at the linebacker position and in the secondary that you can kind of play around with. How beneficial is that for you?
Yeah, I think obviously having some experience back at linebacker is big. having a group up front that has played it is big. So and then having some experience in the back is huge. So again, they had a great scheme last year. They did a hell of a job, and we have to learn from it, and obviously have to play with our eyes and our technique on game day.
Coach, how difficult is it when you have to scheme for the unknown, as we kind of were talking about? How much? It's probably difficult no matter what against this type of system, but is it extra difficult when it's in week one because they have all that extra time to put in their own wrinkles as well?
Yeah, it's a challenge. There's no doubt about it, and a lot of different influences on the staff, and we'll see which direction it goes. So there's no question about it. It's going to be a great challenge for us. The guys know we got to stay together on game day, play together, and solve problems.
How has Chase Ketterer helped prepare your defense?
He's done a great job. The entire scout team has done an amazing job. Just the commitment to it, all through training camp, and obviously getting into game week. So they're doing a great job, and really our quality control and our GAs have done an amazing job with that group. So hats off to them, and shoot, we still got 3 more work days, so we got a long way to go.
Got time for 2 more quick ones.
Can you talk about the interior line and Riley making the switch over? How do you feel he's progressed there?
Yeah, he's done a great job. He's completely bought in. He's 305 pounds. He's lean. He's moving really well. He's playing with his hands. His block destruction has improved. I mean, I can't say enough great things about him. Leadership, buying into the technique, and playing with great effort and attitude.
Anything else?
Nana, what does he bring? What do you think?
Experience, poise, leadership, intelligence, really good technique-wise, and you need guys like that in this game, and we're counting on him big time.
Nana, how long does it take to just kind of adapt to the speed of Navy's offense?
I would say it takes maybe, for me personally, it only took about 1 game, really maybe a quarter into that game the first time I played back in 21. Because then, the triple option is definitely not a traditional offense, so just really getting used to the speed of it and really adjusting to your assignments is always just different for different people. But for me, it took about maybe a quarter or so.
And then, is it just surprising at how efficient they are running it?
Oh yeah, it's very, very surprising. Like just the way they're able to basically run an offense like that you don't see a lot. But then they're also just so accurate with it, and they can just handle it so precisely, consistently throughout the entire game itself. Never really have to change a whole lot. So it's been kind of, it's like a kudos to them to be able to really run an offense like that. It's impressive for sure.
How nerve-wracking is that when it's taking that long a quarter or mid-quarter to adjust as those plays are happening? How nerve-wracking is that as a defensive player?
Honestly, I wouldn't say it's too nerve-wracking. We take a lot of time in preparing for it and really just basically being able for everybody to understand their part in the defense itself because of how many different factors, and of course they have literally 3 different ways they can run the ball. So just once you really have confident feeling in your assignment itself, it just takes the nerves out of it and just focus on your one job really.
We're going to talk to Chase Ketterer here shortly. How, you have a big smile. Obviously, he's prepared you guys as a scout team quarterback. How has he helped get you guys ready for this game?
Chase takes care of this offense. He's going against us like he really created himself. He's always energetic out there with us. He's always enthusiastic with us when we're out there, and the way he's able to even running efficiently himself has always been a big help for us. And I remember even last year when he was doing it, he was still killing the role of the quarterback and being able to really get that whole offensive line going and get the receivers going on the wing tees and everybody going. And he's really the heart of that scout O-line, the scout offense in general. So, he's really just been putting his 2 cents for real.
2 more. If you have 2 more.
Other than the game, obviously, which is the reason you're going, is there something else you're looking forward to in Ireland?
Honestly, this is going to be my 3rd time going to Ireland alone this year. So I have a ton of friends over there I met through internships and through other opportunities. So I'm just really excited to go back over there and see them again.
Are you like the expert then? Are you going to be the official tour guide for the team if you've been there 3 times?
I definitely have a lot of places I like to show my teammates. It's all over, and even people for them to meet. And I know I've been still talking to a lot of my friends over there, and they're excited to be able to meet the team and just see us around and all of that. So I just can't wait to really have those 2 worlds collide for me.
Chase, obviously you've been in this role before as the scout team quarterback for Navy, but maybe how different was it this time? Because it's been since the spring, you had to overcome some injuries along the way, but take us through the journey this time around, being that there was more time involved probably to prep for Navy.
Yeah, it's definitely different from my sophomore year, coming into it and not having done it in a long time. It being first week, it's really helped the scout O and the defense, honestly, just be able to slowly get back into it. and then hit the ground running when we have last week and this week. So it's definitely helped me a lot, and I know it's helped the defense a lot as well.
How much pride do you take in this position? Because everyone we talk to just smiles up when we mention your name. How much pride do you take in getting this defense ready?
I take a lot of pride. I always kind of say, like the scout-o, we don't always get to play on the field, so we have to take pride in something. If we're not playing on the field and helping the team win that way, we're helping them win in practice. So helping the defense in practice is helping them in the game too. It's big for all of us on Scouts.
I'll go next. And then, when you look at your journey here, you knew this was kind of your main role when you got here, and you've had some opportunities on special teams as well. Has it lived up to your expectations of what you wanted when you came to Notre Dame?
This has been everything I've thought of and more. It's the best thing I've ever decided to do. They really say 4 for 40. It's definitely probably true. Just the 3 years I've had so far, I can tell it's gonna last a lifetime. These memories and the people I've met and the connections I've made. So it's the best decision I've ever made.
And Coach Freeman said that you're willing to challenge everybody, including him as well, on certain calls. Do you recall any of those situations?
Not specifically, but I just think, the read option sometimes is so hardwired into my mind that if I see a read, even if the card says, pull this one, it's just so hardwired into my mind. If it's a give read, I'm probably going to give it, and then, that stuff kind of happens. But
how much time do you spend just watching the Navy film, just to maybe pick up on a tendency here and there that you can add to?
Yeah. So, usually the first day when we had the cards and stuff, I kind of just go off the cards. And then if there's something weird off the cards, say a weird rollout, a weird fake or something like that, I'll look at it on the film just so I can kind of emulate that. But yeah, mostly it's not even about necessarily emulating it. It's more about just getting the speed of the triple option down, which is really what I've been trying to do.
So some of the things that you saw from preparing for this game last year, getting these guys ready compared to this year, that you said maybe I should probably do this better or anything like that?
I just know Coach Golden and the defense have a great plan. Great scheme that they're running. It's been hard in practice and been great competition this far. So I'm excited for the rest of practice and then seeing them work in the game.
What more? Are you sick of all the hits you've had to take?
No, I love it. That's my favorite part. When you pull it and you're pitching it out, you just get smoked. There's no feeling like it.
Rocco, what have just the last 2.5 years kind of been like for you, just kind of working your way up to the spot?
Coach Freeman always says it's the bumpy road to better. Each day coming with the plan and trying to execute that plan at the highest level. Some days might be good, some days might be bad, but trying to find the details to really improve over the last 2 years has been the biggest challenges.
And then through your recruiting process, you and Blake talked about playing next to each other basically the whole time. That's going to happen now. I guess what does that just kind of mean to you to do that?
Playing next to Blake Fisher, it's surreal. We dreamed about this for over 3 years now, and now it's going to happen. And I get to play next to one of the best tackles in college football, and just get to have fun. Playing next to my best friend.
Rocco, what's it like to be here now? You had those bumpy roads, but now you're here. You're going to get to start for Notre Dame. What does that mean to you after everything you've kind of been through the last couple of years waiting for your opportunity?
Really hasn't set in being the starter. Really just taking it day by day. Hopefully maybe after the game, have fun with the guys, but really just focusing on Navy and, trying to, do my part at, the right guard spot and trying to work 5 as 1. Like you said, it's been 2 years, but, I'm pretty pumped, and I know the guys are pretty pumped to play Navy.
I know you guys are conditioned to try to avoid the outside noise, but there was so much saying, when's Rocco going to get his time? I imagine you had text messages over the years from friends being like, hey man, when are you going to get your chance? How did you process that, and how did you maybe, if you use that for motivation, to finally get to this day?
To be honest, I really never try to read any of the articles or the text messages. Kind of just focused on myself over the last 2 years and really just put a plan together to get me to this point right now. I'm sure there's been a lot of talk and stuff and why I haven't played in the last 2 years, but really just it's like I said, it's the bumpy road to better. What Coach Freeman says, and I'm here now, and let's get to work.
What did the coaching staff say to you when they said we're going to have you be the starter?
I mean, there wasn't really, a conversation like that. I mean, there's been numerous things, me meeting with Coach Freeman, during spring ball, as well as Coach Rudolph, and, what I envisioned myself coming into the season. And, honestly, it was just taking it day by day, having a plan and executing that plan day in and day out. And really just, focusing on what I have to do. It's not like, it's the big picture of being the starter, but, honestly, it's, how do I make the guys around me better? How do I make Zeke better? How do I make Blake and the guys in back of me? And, the guys like Sam Hartman, how do I make him better?
What are you learning from Sam? What's the biggest takeaway? And you're smiling. What's that all about?
Honestly, he's a great guy. He's a leader. He's our captain, and we have a lot of trust in him, and I know he's got a lot of trust in the guys up front. And I'm really pumped to be blocking for such a great quarterback.
DJ, how excited are you to open up the season and also have this opportunity to go to Dublin on top of that?
Oh yeah, no, it's awesome. Ever since we were supposed to go to Dublin in 2020, but of course COVID happened. So ever since then, I've always wanted to go to Ireland and play. I remember watching the 2012 Notre Dame game on TV. Wasn't a Notre Dame fan back then, but I just remember watching it like, man, it must be cool to play in Ireland. So I'm really excited, really excited.
What are you looking forward to, other than the game, obviously? What are you looking forward to the most to see?
Yeah, honestly, just, different culture. I've never been to Europe before. The team has us doing some events. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but really to experience the culture there. So I'm excited, just to see that, honestly.
DJ, how long does it take to get used to the speed of the triple option at the way Navy runs it?
Yeah, I would say, honestly, just like any other game, you kind of settle in after the first drive. You see everything they're trying to do. You see the speed of guys and, how guys are playing. So I would say after the first drive, it's pretty easy to get used to. And our scout team have done a really good job of, kind of simulating that speed. So I think we'll be prepared.
In what ways does that offense test you at the safety position?
Yeah, I would say the main thing is just eye discipline. Knowing your job every play, locking in on what you have to do, and not letting all the motions and, window dressing that they do distract you, and just be locked in on, your job and what you have to do every play.
You mentioned the scout team. We just got a chance to talk to Chase Ketterer. What has he done to help prepare you guys for this game?
Yeah, Chase has been great. He ran the triple option in high school, so you can tell he's real comfortable with it. And as a defense, if we make one mistake, you'll see Chase running, banging his head on the goalpost. So I think he gives us a great look. He's very, honestly, he looks almost as good as a Navy quarterback, just the way he's able to operate the offense, the way he's able to throw and read the defense. So he's giving us a great look.